Hello, and welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well today. Oh, that's right, I need to actually launch the game development program. That would help. And have the music going. That would also help. Sorry, I got, this morning's been a bit of a time of it. But yeah, no, I hope everyone's had a good day so far. Not too many issues. Okay, there was something I was going to be looking at. So don't mind me. While this is launching. Over the last, like, day or so, has been a massive amount of leaks for, Star Rails. Not the patch coming out, like, today, tomorrow, but the next one. And I'm getting all the info for it at this point. Like, I'm just finalizing some of the info that I needed to look at. Okay, what is this? Okay. Ooh. That lighting is horrible. Yeah, I know. Give me a second. I will let you go open the curtain. It kind of offsets a little bit. There we go. A little bit better. But it's still bad. It's just the morning. That's how it is. It's also a desk lamp directly pointed at me. So what do you expect? Don't have a diffuser or anything like that. Okay. What's up, mate? Yeah. Pupil halos. Let's see. I will look at what Sin has messaged me about at a later date. Right, but yes, no, I'm getting too far distracted at this point by other stuff. Okay, before we actually get anywhere, I should actually do the pull that I am supposed to do. Stash changes. Because I have not actually looked at the changes that you've put through, Max. So I will have a look at those. Now, is this just going to be a nice clean restore? Cool. Feel okay now? Sweet as. Okay. Time to see what you've done and roast you for it. I mean, no, speak very, very kindly of it. I will also pull up the GitHub on my other screen and actually read the dialogue. God, I hate that it's scrolling past where I wanted to scroll past. Let's see. That's fair. All good. Cool. Okay. Sorry, just there we go. Read all the notes. Ooh. Press Q to switch to assist select. Hey, I like that. Ooh, that's cool. So it still closes out on assist select, but that's a minor thing that can be changed at a later point. And I'm assuming there's no error checked for selecting the same as the selected character. Making a better cut. No, so this is where I point out I do have Max here in the that's around at the moment, is working on this with me. And he has just pushed through this, the changes to this, which I absolutely adore. I am doing pretty well though. So I'm just currently going through and seeing the changes that he's done to UI and elements. Yeah, it's still a thing. I think we had a fix for that at one point. Can't remember what it was. So if I put this here and then let it time out, because I think we had it for button input automatically forced the thing. Oh, you've removed the backgrounds. That's what you've done. Ah, okay. Is DOT working? Because it almost looks like DOT wouldn't be there then. I don't know. Let's have a look-see. Okay, so DOT is still there. You've just gotten it so they don't have backgrounds. Okay. That can be changed at a later point. Some of the UI has been a little weird positioning, but that's overall kind of within like what I'd expect. No, awesome so far, Max. It looks really, really good. I really like the way the character select looks. Looks really, really nice. I will endeavor to actually go through the code at some point and have a better look. I'm currently looking at my own code at the moment anyway, so I need to double check something. Yeah, I need to look into that. So what were we kind of talking about yesterday? So we were talking about characters, because yesterday, I think I still got it open. Yep. Yesterday we were talking about these, which is I mean, yeah, right. These are the characters that will probably be in the game before release and getting designed up at the moment. I've done a little bit of work on them since yesterday stream. In my free time, Monarch's gotten her stuff. I've fleshed out some stuff around here a bit more. And yeah, because I went and watched Monarch's lore videos and tried to gauge some stuff off of that as well. So I decided to move weaponized scuff to being an ability instead of her being her weapon, The problem I have at the moment is that if we look at characters that are in the game, let's see, let's see. I believe some of those things are still getting redone, need working on, but more streamlined now. Send me a list of things needed improvement. I'll try my best to bring them up to scratch. Sweet as, we'll sort that out. Doesn't this game feel like feel a bit slow while playing it? Interesting. That's actually a very interesting comment. So what do you mean? Do you mean character movement wise, or do you mean ability wise, or what? Because keep in mind that most of the time we're seeing this game, we're seeing it at the, with me testing it in the first few seconds of it. So I will admit to that being definitely an impact, but like, do you mean how long it takes for enemies to turn up? Because we're at like 10 seconds and enemies are only starting to turn up? Is that what you kind of mean? Would you prefer to see enemies a bit sooner? Because there is a very easy answer to that. I'm just like trying to gauge what you mean. Because one thing I've talked about a fair bit at the moment is that the weapons are out of balance ever since I changed how they do damage. So now a lot of them need to either come up in cooldown or come up in damage. There's the other point that I've also zoomed the camera out a fair bit more now. So it feels a little bit, thing. The enemy movement seems a bit slow and it does not help the very short range of the weapons. Okay, cool. That is actually something I can work with. So it's not that per se the overall pacing's way off, it's the enemies. So, okay, this is where I ask, do you think the enemies need to be sped up? Do you think everything needs to be sped up, so the player and the enemies? Because I will, again, like, I do think you've actually got a very valid point with that complaint. So I'm just trying to go through it and figure out the best solution to it. I mean, at the moment you're actually seeing one issue that I have a very simple solution, which is I need to change one number somewhere, which is that no more enemies are spawning, and that's because there's 100 enemies right here. So until I kill them, then no more will spawn. But that's a real simple fix. Because what is the base speed again? I think if we go into here, speed is 0.3 at the moment. Making sure the enemies. Oh, I mean, like, that's the thing, right? Enemies are far from faster than the player in the most of the time. By it's a pretty noticeable margin. I think the bosses are closer to the player's speed, and even they're pretty slow. Yeah. This is an entire. So the normal enemies are 0.3, these are 1.3, and these are still slower than the player. I believe if I go to characters, I think it's a stat that I actually have in here. Health, walk speed, 2. So yeah, the enemies could move faster. That is definitely something I could, oh, camera went off. 2. So what I will say to that though is that there is an argument to be made that maybe I make other enemy types and some of them are faster, which create a bit of a breaking up of that. There's another thing I've been meaning to change, and I might change that now quickly. It will be under here. I think it's this I need to change. Because, yeah, that's the thing, is the screen has become much bigger now. It's, I think it's like in the main world, I think it's about a third bigger than what it was before. I still need to fix this bug. So I need to try and group the enemies up this time, because I want to see if this changes the way I want it to, or if I need to do more than just 0.1. But yeah, no, I can agree. These guys' speed could go up a little bit. Main weapons, I can see the argument that the area should be bigger. Like, I genuinely think that's a very valid point to make. Because I want to see how these clump. Because, so what that thing you saw me change is kind of the impact that they put upon each other to push away. And the higher the number, the stronger they'll push apart. I don't want it to be too strong, but because I want them to overlap a little bit. But like, this is where I start getting, maybe that's a bit too overlapped. It is looking better though. But at the moment I get the clump really going, it doesn't... it's changed a little bit. It's a bit wider than it was before. The first few levels. But after maybe you could get them to speed up. Yeah, well, another point is... So that's where I say, like, it would probably be more effective to introduce a brand new enemy type than it would be to do that, because that was something I did consider. Is if we go to enemy creation, we actually have multipliers for a lot of the values. So if we pull this out, you can see that health scales with time and player level. So does damage, but speed does not. Speed only gets modified by global modifiers. So kind of like if you're doing a run that has a modifier of enemies are faster, sort of thing. But yeah, I do agree that there is definitely room for the speed to come up. I think let's just put it to 0.5 for now. See how that feels. Whoops. Keep doing that because of fucking Unreal. And I mean, also I need to turn the spawn numbers up, because at the moment 100 is far too low. 100 enemies on screen is a very small amount. So does the speed feel a bit better? You can still maneuver around them, but they are definitely catching up a bit more aggressively. Means they can get flanked a lot faster. Okay, I'm gonna try and group the enemies again, because this is what I'm testing at the moment. I need to test this as well, because it's something that I know is a problem and I want to do something about it. Because again, so this is only as effective as it is currently, purely because there's a limit of 100. Okay, with that speed and the current pushback thing, this is actually really hard to maintain, because they're able to keep up and break it really easily. So I actually quite like that for now. So... But yeah, like that's the thing, is I do intend to have like ranged units and all that sort of stuff in. I'm wondering how I want to handle the weapon though. Because like there's a level of the size of the weapon does... The problem is, right, and this is something that I do need to fix as an underlining issue. So what's not very clear, and I need to pull up paint to kind of give a good example of this. So the slash that you're seeing there, so it kind of slashes like this, where the player is like here. So there's a little bit of a trail behind it. This isn't actually what it's hitting. What it's hitting, based on its frame, is rectangles kind of around it. So that means a person over here could actually get hit by this. Which is why, if you, again, going back to it, look closely, you can see things. So unless I redo that as well... enemy haste, awesome. So they're gonna have way faster. Oh my god, they're really fast. Okay. But if you kind of watch what actually gets hit by it, you'll see that like even this dude here got hit by it. It's not quite on the particle effect. Now, at the moment, I'm fine with this, but I do think it could potentially be changed. Holy shit, this is really a lot of enemies. Okay, I need to actually start, like... This is actually a lot of enemies. Need gangrene up. We need Sacred Storm up as well. But yeah, it's definitely a difficult one, because I see exactly what you mean, where like the weapon doesn't feel like it's reaching that far. I'm gonna be honest, my biggest problem with it is that I think the angle I've done it at is bad. Because if we go to weapons, weapon components, we're looking for Sakura Storm is the best example of this. This one. So this is the animation. So you can kind of see that like it's got a very oval shape around the player. It's actually not very circular. So it doesn't go out very far, and that's partly because of just trying to get the animation working right. So there's an argument to be made that I should be having this reach out further. But I do think we can play with the size of it quite easily. I mean, hell, I can just modify global sizing and test it like that. Area. Double everything. Everything is now twice as big. Which I think that's definitely going to be too much, but... Or everything should be. As long as it's actually scaling correctly with area. Yeah, see, now that's way too big. Right, I think we can agree that that's way too big. So with that being the case, let's do the old double and half method. 1.5. Still feels too big. And that's kind of the problem, is that like there's also that subjective nature. I might think it's too big, player might find it too small, and now we're at an impasse. I wish there was better answers to it. See, now that feels fine. So if that feels fine, now I have to do the other query. What about other weapons? So Iron Mouse is an example. It's a lot of area for the initial zone. Also these enemies. This is going to be the haste modifier at the moment, I'm sure of it. Do I have anything on with area or yeah, so area is 2.2, so I can actually just pull this down. Let's pull the area down now. Because that's the other thing, is I do have lots of ways of tweaking these values. I've given myself a lot of KVs to work with and stuff like that. It seems a little too small. Oops. Is that what I thought I clicked? Like that. Actually, maybe it is fine to be really small, and then I have the scaling better. What's 1.5 look like? Because like if we look at garlic and stuff like that from Vampire Survivor, it's pretty small. Why not make an if-else statement where it will check what the character is, and then it will change the size of the attack according to the character? I technically have a better thing to check for that, if I wanted to. But I do see kind of your reasoning. Okay, if I pull the damage up of this, I feel like this could work, but this is super risky now. I've taken so much damage just trying to use Iron Mike here. Okay, so I'm going to force its levels a little bit. So I know there's some of the levels actually increase its area. So that's at max level. That is definitely not enough area for a max level thing like this. The damage is also so low. Like, sure, it's coming out very fast, but... Oh, no, that's perfectly fine. I mean, so what I mean by that is, because it's not even a programming thing. This is my design that I've got. So if we go to player characters, there's actually a stat here, which is their size. so I could scale it via that if I wanted to. Because characters aren't like bracketed in sizing. They're actually, fun fact, this is something I talked about the other day, but I never actually explained what I did. So I went through and I actually looked up every single character's size, and this is actually their size. So Iron Mouse is apparently, her model and design is 1.47 meters. Juniper is 1.72 meters. So I've scaled them relative to that, and I found that kind of entertaining. So this is where I do point though. So talking about the character dictating the size of the abilities and stuff like that. So what I will say to that is you've got a problem with the problem with that, sorry, which is correct what I'm saying, is you've now created a knowledge point that is unnecessary. You're creating rules to fix a problem where it could just be universally fixed. And one thing you'll find in game development, this is a big thing that a lot of people do not quite understand from an external perspective, and I still struggle with it myself sometimes, but is the idea that sometimes basically the best case scenario is you don't have to add a rule. Adding a rule means that you've now added complexity that wasn't in the game before to justify something. If it is a unique case, then there's a lot of debate that can go there. But like if it's a universal concept, does that rule actually improve gameplay? Does me making the area of an ability scale with the player actually do anything meaningful other than kind of make a little sense? Sure, but wouldn't it just be better to have the weapon be good across the board? So that's why I'm scaling just like universally. So I'm going to... I need to create a base damage value. But yeah, it's a game design thing that's actually really, really complex and extremely difficult to understand. I am glad that I follow as many game developers as I do to get the info I have, which has helped me figure that sort of stuff out. But yeah, it's not very clear. Trust me on that. It's not something that you would immediately think on. This is actually horrendous, this scaling here. Why do I have it as that? Okay, how bad is this? Because this is going to be an insane damage upgrade. Improve your body tracking algorithm. Yeah, like that's the thing, is I cannot stress enough, what I just explained is something that is a very hard concept to understand, especially when someone's not telling it to you. Like, it's not something that's immediately obvious until you've done a lot of stuff, and at that point in time, it also is very counterintuitive to what the player would think, right? It's the amount of times I hear with like Teamfight Tactics is a good example of this. So people will go to the head developer, Mort Dog, on there. He streams the game and stuff like that, and people will go like, well, why not add this condition, sort of thing. Like why so an example to this is that there is augments in the game that change how the game plays. One augment could one augment could read, gain no interest in this game. Then another augment could read, your max interest is 10 instead of what it normally is, which is 5. Now there's people going like, So what happens in that case? It's like, well, what does the first one say? Gain no interest. Yeah, but the other one says max interest of 10. It's like, yeah, but what does the first one say? Okay, we'll make them mutually exclusive. Why? The second one still gives you a bunch of money up front as well. Maybe that's the best option. So yeah, but you should add a rule in that means that that second one can't turn up if you've picked the first one. And now you're kind of seeing where I'm going with this. It's like, yes, but then you remove deviation. You remove making decisions. You like, I as a developer am not telling you how to play the game. I as a developer am giving you all the tools that you could want to play the game how you see fit. Maybe you see that gain 10 max interest is 10 and gain 28 gold or whatever the fuck it is again initially, and go, you know what, that is better than the other two options that I have available to me. That is the best of all of the options I have. I'm gonna pick that. Is it on me to punish the person that can adapt to that situation and pick that augment? Because it could actually be the correct answer in that case. There is no simple answer to this. I want to stress, there's like, what you're hearing now is me doing this analysis for years and years and listening to pioneers and like top end people in the field. It's still a concept I muck up from time to time. All right, but yeah, no, thank you for your the feedback though, because yeah, I do agree that like the enemies feel a bit better now. The area is probably a little bit better. I do probably want to muck around with it maybe to, I don't know if I'm happy that I'm just using the global effect like this, because I kind of don't want to be using it like this. I kind of want this to be a flat value, so I can pull that info more reasonably and it makes more sense. So with that being the case, then I'm gonna have to probably do a big old pass through all the weapons and modify the area accordingly, which shouldn't be too bad because almost all of them are 1. Some of them are larger. That's gonna be the annoying thing. I will just have to do a multiplication. And then some of them don't have an area. Okay, that's the annoying part. It's just gonna take time. We'll do that at some point. I will write myself a note. Because there's also like, I could always make a value that's just hidden under the hood to do this. If I find that every weapon wants to be increased in size by that amount, sort of thing, then it would make sense to just do it via a under the hood special thing. Then going through all of these individually and like doing the equations. That's probably what I'll end up doing. Okay, So, going back to... So we've got characters here. Oof. White, I know. Is there a fucking dark mode option in this? I don't know. Anyway. So I was talking about how one of the complaints I have towards my own stuff, we look at weapons, Let's see. So this is a slash, this is a slash, this is a slash, this is a slash. This is a slash. I guess it's not that many. I was fearing that I had too many slashes in the game. Do you set up the box colliders via the in-game engine visually, or do you use code for it, or maybe a combination of both? Depends. For weapons, it is code that I do for it, and it's actually right here. These. Depending on what type of weapon it is, I pull what effect I want. Then it takes the bounding box from the thing, which is then set up in, so in Game Maker, again, just use Sakura Storm as an example. There is a collision mask. This is the default. I have precise per frame on this one, not always. I think, what is Iron Mike's? Collision mask. I think it's just, yeah, manual ellipse. And it's just a circle. And yeah, that's kind of the gist of how I approach it on this project. I wouldn't say that this works for all projects, but yeah. How that collision goes is it's just this stuff here. Because what I'm doing is I'm passing in a DS list. You can see list getting made here. I'm passing in a DS list with the target object that is casting this method. So it's getting its bounding box, all that sort of stuff. Then it's looking for all enemies. It puts them in the list. And that's when I start going through and it's like, okay, what is the number of things that are in the list? Because that's what this actually returns, this list here, is it puts everything in the list, but it also returns the number of items that we put in the list. So since the list is modified and we have the number, we check the number, check if it's greater than 0, because obviously if there's nothing there, then we shouldn't be running anything. And then we go through and we do a for loop for the number in the list, and we go through the list and increment everything. So we do everything to the individual things. One of the things that we do with the new reworked stuff is this stuff here, which is we have an array which it all gets pushed to if it is a checking like this, down here. It'll take the ID, it'll push it to the list, and if the ID exists in the list, it'll ignore it. And that's why we have weapons being so weak right now. Because what it would do is it would apply all of this on a tick. So if I set my weapon to do 5 damage, and it hit the target for 3 ticks, it would hit for 15 damage, which is a lot of damage. Especially knowing that I think these enemies have like roughly 15 something HP to begin with. That pretty much means that if it's 3 ticks of the damage, they're dead. So you can see why that that got changed. Yes, no, so with that, so talking on the slash thing, because these two are technically going to be 2 more slashes getting added. I'm still not sure what I want to do for Monarch's Assist, and I'm still sorting out Mata, because I think Mata needs, I think her kit's too basic. I think there's more that I can do with her kit to make her interesting. I feel like her kit's not actually all that interesting at the moment. But I need to be really careful because the modifications that I might do to her, like she's very modifier focused, and that's where I'm being wary. Because what I mean by that is her main weapon will swipe, with a mount, then her item is a mount, and then her second thing is currently it's only fire off a single attack. So it's not like this one which will swipe as many times, it'll just be a single swipe. And I'm trying to play around with, is that what I want to do? Because I think the res needs to be there. I think the res is a cool idea, but I feel like I need to do more with it. Like while it's on cooldown, maybe do something, or I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably do a clean over thing of it at some point. I mean, like, that's kind of the whole argument, is Rin's pretty much locked in with what she's gonna have. It's just gonna be balance and tweaks to her. Shia Lily, I kinda wanna figure out what I wanna do for her EX. Still don't quite know, but that's gonna require me rewatching her lore videos as well to kind of really get a good idea. And Monarch, yeah, she needs an assist. I'm still kind of questioning if I want to do something more special with her main weapon. Have a test tomorrow, so have a nice day. No, all good. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the ideas that you gave me. It's always, again, that's kind of part of the reason I stream, is so I can get more info. And document what I've worked on. Those are the two main reasons I do my programming streams. Because it's really, really easy to muck up something, and it's really hard to go back and see what you've mucked up unless you can actually pull up a recording. And that's the benefit, I can. Yeah, no, I don't think... So, again, at this point, Shia Lily's going to probably be one of the ones I would start working on for the next update. And I'm probably going to get Monarch in as well. Monarch's probably the most... Like, I don't know if there's much else I want to change here, because I actually really like the idea of timeline binding. Because it gives a alternative playstyle that I've not really given at this point. Because at the moment, this is something I actually dislike about my own design decisions. At the moment, the majority of the game... whoops. That's... I need the tablet, because it's going to be easy to draw the tablet. So, if we look at the characters that are in at the moment... So, we've got what? Let's pull up the actual character select and put that to the side so we can look. So we've got, in this list here, we've got Gura, which is so speed, haste, as a res, and yeah, those are her probably main features. Then we got Mary, which is fucking everything. Like CC, damage, healing, tanking, yeah, like Mary is definitely one of the most loaded kits, but I don't think he's actually that good. I really need to go through and tweak him up. Juniper is DOT, speed, speed, haste, area, scaling. She's very much about scaling with her levels. Booby's actually really simple. Damage. Also, like, healing. That's about it. Aura is EX damage. Why am I doing it like that? I should just do damage. EX damage and shield, I guess. Those are her main things that she offers. Also just kind of general utility. Then we get to Vox, which is slows low like consistent damage. Hey, Roger. Constant damage and a little bit of utility, or just, I guess, healing, really. Alright. Then we get to case on. Crit. Tank. Heal. And I mean, that's mainly it, right? Crit damage and heal. Crit tank and heal is what she offers, and it's really good. And then Iron Mouse, healing, and constant damage. Okay, so I want to list out one of my bad design traits that I have that's really, really obvious when I've listed all of the things out like this. You ready? There is only 3 characters that are missing a tag that I've written here on almost all of these. Only 3 of these characters are missing a single tag that I have consistently on all of them. What is that tag? You ready? Healing. And the worst part is, technically, Juniper does actually have healing in her EX. Gura has healing technically with her res. And Aura has shield, which is an offset to healing. Or tanking. All my characters heal. Or tank, or mitigate damage in some capacity. I suck at designing characters that are supposed to not take damage. If we look at this, a big mistake I have is that. Now, Gura kind of has that. In fact, her res effect is less of a heal and more of a, oh shit, you fucked up. The way her kit works. She is not supposed to take damage. She is supposed to whip around. I mean, speed is her big trait. Speed is where her kit is focused on. where you're whipping around the fight and you are trying to kite. That's why range is going to be so bad for her. She's actually going to, I assume, once we've got the game like sitting in the state with all the stuff we've got at the moment, once we've got it sitting in the state we like, if we don't have ranged enemies, it's actually going to be the biggest problem. That she's going to be too strong. The rest of these characters got a test delay to Friday, so you can stay around for another 20 minutes. Sweet as. But yeah, so this is where I point at why I actually like what I'm doing with Monarch. Because Monarch is haste focused, or cooldown reduction, and the timeline binding is designed to punish taking damage again. It is a potent effect. I'm actually really thinking this is going to be a strong effect. Gain attack and area based on your cooldown reduction and gain cooldown reduction. However, this tag here is going to be what makes this weapon not OP. This, I think, is exactly what I need to do with this design. Is I need to make her character all about not taking damage. High risk, high reward glass cannons. That is something this game does not have. And that's why I want to work on that, right? Because so the worst part is, if we look at the other ones, Shy Lily, she has tanking in her kit. Light from the Depths has got is the lower your health. Eventually you'll get armor, and she's also got a little bit of, she'll have a little bit of healing in her kit. Rin, she gains a bit of health here and is all about gaining more health, and then she's all about getting more off of that health. That's why I wanted her ult to be like, well, you know what? Fuck you. Got your infinite nuclear reactor working? Nice. But yeah, so that's why, like, I've designed her kit to be like, you want to take damage, but her kit itself doesn't mitigate the damage, it just gives you more to work with. Again, it's a very cyclical kit. This is why I don't think she might be the currency farming character, but I don't know if she will be, ironically. And then Marta has a res, which is why at the moment I'm trying to see if I can move Marta also into being in that, like, the term I would like to use and call out Dota for this is melee carry. Are you trying to make a glass cannon? Not per se. Monarch's probably the closest I will have to a glass cannon for a long time. That's why her only real way of saving herself is this weaponized scuff, which I might actually change this from being a stun to a slow, or I might even remove that. And I'm going to keep her EX having a stun, but the point is here, if you read this, is it stuns or it deals damage, and it switches based on which cast you've done. So if I have this as a, say, 30, maybe 50 second cooldown, that means you get to stun every, like, 2 minutes. Or a minute, basically. Like, it would be a long cooldown 5-second stun. It's not that great. She is all about, like, not taking damage, dealing a lot of damage very, very quickly. You'll probably want to build her with, like, area focus. Create a dev explicit character who is built to be meh to okay at everything without abilities from the stats it has, then balance out. Then you can decide how certain abilities worth for stats to remove. See, that is an interesting idea. That's not how I do a lot of my balancing. But I do think that that's actually a really good idea. Maybe I should approach it that way. Because yeah, that's the big problem that we've had with the game so far, in a sense, is that the game was balanced around Iron Mouse. is a lot of the game is actually based around her. She is kind of the staple for the standard point. I do have a base average. I do have that listed somewhere. But the kind of gold standard we have for power is Iron Mouse. She is potent at what she does. Again, she's consistent damage. She heals. Given the right kind of items in the right kind of situation, she can really pop off, but you're not guaranteed those. I'll be honest, the biggest thing you need is Kaison's item. Once you get that, she is definitely incredibly potent, but then she'll also need additional levels to really get that working. And again, you're not guaranteed that item, not easily. That's why I want to add more stuff to the game, is because by adding more characters and more weapons and items, it actually clogs up things and makes builds less consistent. The point I'm more making is that my design philosophy towards characters is what's the problem, not how, like, the balance of the characters, if that makes sense. Because I could balance from a standard average point perfectly fine, kind of like what we better than what I do now, but it doesn't change the fact that healing is overly consistent, or damage mitigation. That's something that I do need to change. I need to pull back on the amount of characters that can just heal. Because if I look at Dota 2 for a moment and think about healing should be considered the most taxing to have a character against their stats, yeah. And that is something that I do agree with. There's a reason why ironically enough, most of these characters are balanced around the healing a fair bit already. That's why I actually consider Kaison being one of the strongest, because her healing is really, really potent, but it's conditional. Well, it's because, yeah, so that's why I go to say, like, so, Kaison is my big example of what we're talking about. Kaison heals out of combat. She heals a percentage of her max health. She heals pretty rapidly. We're going to actually see it in a second. Once it kicks in, you'll see that she goes from 70 up to 85 pretty quickly. Thing is, her weapon is supposed to be pretty short range, and her item is about taking damage and mitigating it. One of her other passive that she has, not the one for healing, but the one she has otherwise, is about taking damage and gaining attack based on damage taken. She is designed to be a frontline fighter, and you're going like, oh shit, you know what? I've been in the fight for too long. I need to get out of this. Now I'm in a panic situation. I have to get away. If there's more spawns happening, then I potentially get cornered, and ranged would pepper you out, and now I'm trying to avoid even being in combat, and now I need to scale back up again. Because her damage is scaling. She is all about stacks. Why not make it heal more the more enemies close to you? That's the point. I don't want... No. I want to encourage her being in that combat, but I want to punish you that you can't heal in the combat. She heals out of combat. So it means that you have an option to heal up, but it means that you have to disengage and descale to heal. If that kind of makes sense. Whereas like Iron Mouse, she is healing. Her HP stat is actually really atrocious. And she's not going to have any armor. She has a lot of healing amp. That's why Kimchal, when you take damage percentage of it, it's done as a DOT over time instead, becomes so rewarding. Because it synergizes with that kit so extremely well, because it is damage reduction. but it doesn't guarantee you win perfectly. Is something really hard to make worthwhile? Yes. And that means that you have to consider, do you want the healing or not? Because the way out of combat is treated in this is just not taking damage for a portion of time. I should mention that potentially. How the fuck do I handle that? Is it enemy scripts? No, that's the wrong one. It's on take. I think the Genshin Impact character kits might help you design your characters. That is where they got the ideas for some of the classes in your game too. Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't say it will or won't. That's why I'm just like, here we go. Damage taken here. And it's the error check for it. Do I have the values in here for checking it? No, I don't. Okay. I do have a system somewhere for it though. The out of combat stuff. And it is just pure and simply if you take damage, you take damage basically. I don't think it's in the fucking actual controllers. Where is it? It's been so long since I've worked with it, is the problem. No, it's not there. So it must be in the actual main controller, which is really weird. No? Where the fuck is it? I have a code for it, and now I'm questioning where the hell it is. Must have scrolled past it at some point. Player damaged. I'd need to find it now. Where is this? That's Booby's ability. That's Gura's ability. That's fucking math out the wazoo. Actually, that's the point. I should go from the abilities because it'll be in there. Yeah, here. Player is out of combat. We have a fucking thing to find now. There. And float. Ah, here we go. There's a time source for it. And that's what sorts it out. Found it. Took fucking ages. Yes, so we have it out of a combat thing. It's 4 seconds. Yeah, it's basically 4 or 5 seconds of not taking damage. There you go. But yeah, I mean, I play with a Star Rail, so I do see that sort of stuff. Ironically enough, I do pay attention to a lot of games, including Genshin. I've never played it myself, but I do pay attention to its character designs and archetypes. It's the difficulty of the medium being very different as well, right? This is a top-down bully heaven. It is about... So the skill expression in this game is about figuring out what weapons synergize, what abilities and items would synergize best, and then also routing, right? Figuring out your positioning versus the enemy. Whereas like Genshin's a bit more about like timing, for example. I would, from my perspective of it, it's very timing orientated, trying to figure out when to do what. But yeah, like this is the point of what Gura is supposed to do. She is supposed to skeet around like this. She has a lower HP pool because of that. She is not supposed to take damage. She's supposed to be close though if she wants to actually utilize the effectiveness of this. It's supposed to deal like 1 damage, I think. I think these enemies have armor though, is the problem. And she has to be constantly moving. So, in a sense, going to that skill expression argument, her skill expression is that she needs to be constantly moving around to be... That's one quote. Yeah, like that's the point of her. And that's why I'm also not actually dealing that much damage right now. Because I'm trying to position and boom, now we've actually hit her peaking point. We've hit her ability. Now I have increased speed again and haste. So now the skill difficulty is actually controlling her effectively. And then if I really need to, I can clear her away with this. That needs to have a pause on it. But the problem is that she gets too fast at this point, and I need to do something about that. But yeah, no, she loses speed when she hits enemies. It's not much though, I need to fix that. Also don't know if I'm purging the speed buff enough with reflection. That might be a problem. Because I feel like I'm getting progressively faster than I should be. Point is, this is way too fast. I need to pull the speed down. But it's the point of the character, is that they're very fast, very agile, but very fragile. And that was the res effect going off there. The res effect automatically casts your EX regardless of your charge level. That's the point of it. New. Yeah, see, this is too much speed. This is actually becoming like hard to control speed. It's kind of fun though. Oh. Ability. Oh, I see what's that. Yeah. I know where to fix that. It'll be easy to fix later. But again, I'm trying now. I will acknowledge, and this is the problem that you actually see with holocure as well, is but a small raise to her HP. Well, no, it's because again, that's going against what I want to do with her. I want her to be fragile. The point of her character is that I want that wave is going to look very, very different by the end. It is only placeholdery at the moment. But the idea is that Gura is supposed to be very, very nippy, very, very agile, and not supposed to take damage. Like that's the philosophy. I do not want her in combat. Look at her weapon as well. Her weapon is you throw a projectile in a line. It is designed around getting your enemies. It's kiting. Her kit is kiting. So, Iron Mike is actually a terrible weapon on her. Because why the fuck would I want to have an AoE around me that just deals a bit of damage versus having something else that could give me a more ranged DPS? Just jeopardizes me and puts me in a dangerous position. I think her speed's way too high, and I think I need to do something about the way when you take damage, how much you lose and how fast it quickly scales back up again. Like, those are some of the numbers that I need to fuck with the most. But I do believe that currently the design of her is actually more or less what I want. I just need to, yeah, again, slow her down a little bit. That's why she's got second lowest HP pool in the game. I think Iron Mouse is the lowest. Again, the healing character has the lowest. Of stats, it's the first number. So Iron Mouse is 40. You have 50, which is the average point. Juniper is 45 as well. Okay. Mary is 40. Yes, that's right. Because his kit's too wide. Kason has a higher one because she is about taking damage. Aura has a bit of a lower one because she has shield to compensate. Booby has decently high because he's supposed to be just raw numbers. Yeah, she doesn't do much. She's just about raw numbers. And Gura has 45. Yeah. In a multiplayer game, should be pretty good. Healer for knocking knockdown teammates. Yeah, but that's also an argument right there. Right? Is this a multiplayer game? No, it's not. So therefore, that's why it's like, again, her speed is supposed to be just her survivability. Like, I do want to point out, while the balance is a bit out at the moment, I do actually know how to balance games. That is something I've been praised at quite a lot in my development. Like during my degree, for example, about game development. Consistently, the thing that I get praised for the most is my design and balance decisions. In fact, the class that I made for one of them, I think I've talked about this before, one of the projects I worked on, we had to make a kind of a physical card game or a board game. We did it in tabletop sim, because we had to do that. The one class I had 100% control over was the most fun for everyone. everyone consistently said it was the most fun. They did agree that it had a few moments that were a bit imbalanced, but those got fixed. Overall, it was the class that required the most amount of knowledge and skill, because it required so much like effectiveness that you needed to do. It was too much you were doing at a time, but it was really fucking fun because you could just the class was a warlock. They were all about using their health to deal damage. So your health pool would become a resource, and you would bounce up and down constantly with it in the middle of a turn, to try and get your stuff. Because like this one of the cards was like deal damage, basically nuke yourself for health and deal that much damage to an enemy. And there were cards that gave you temporary health, would heal you up, all these sorts of things. So you would try and deal a lot of damage to yourself, then heal yourself back up, and then nuke it one off, and then you could like destroy bosses that way. It was extremely fun to play, and in a team environment it was really, really good. Because the moment you have other players involved, it became a expression of seeing what you could get away with. So again, that's why I stress this game is very out of balance at the moment, because so many mechanics have changed since those numbers were put in. And I do acknowledge that. I really, really do need to go through and do a balance thing. We can probably do a bit of one now. Like, one of the biggest ones is EX charges. I did that recently. But I still think that some of that's a bit much. Or a bit low, I should say. But I don't think I can lower Iron Mouse's health any more than it currently is. And I do think this needs to go up. I think the gold standard for EXs needs to be like 60, right? All EXs should be 60 seconds or more. Unless they're very, very unique. Speed, cooldown reduction, area, DOT, a little bit of healing. Alt is a get out of jail free card in a sense. Has multicasting, can probably go down in health. But no, I think 45 is fine. Mary can probably go up in health because I'm gonna actually fucking neuter a few of his effects. I do think this could go up though. And yes, I did use the word neuter. Tiki. Alright, catch you later. But yeah, like, another thing I want to point out though, talking to the things, like, Kaeson's movement speed's really slow comparative to a lot of other characters. So she is supposed to be, like, stuck in the fights. That's why, again, her super OP healing is super unable to be done. Also, one thing I wanted to point back to with the idea you gave Roger. Okay. If I was to implement that, would I just not then take Iron Mike every time? The weapon that's the AoE that scales off healing? That is genuinely the main reason why it's made as an out of combat effect. Because it means that you either unsynergize with the rest of her kit and rely on that, and yeah, it could probably be eventually quite strong, or you play to the kit. And then maybe you get it eventually is because you've got other healing sources. Oh, that's probably why she's charging it so quickly. again, I will not deny that, like, this is where my personal opinion also comes in. I will not, I'm trying not to, like, I hope people are not taking me dismissing ideas as anything more than just, like, me trying to discuss through my own kind of philosophy towards it. I'm not saying anyone's ideas are worse or better than mine. It's just that, at the end of the day, again, the game is whose design? I just want to express my reasoning as to why I think specific ways I do. I mean, like, this is the point of the streams at the moment, right? Is to do this sort of balance, to, like, nitpick at what we've currently got and go, you know what, these weapons do feel weak. This weapon feels too strong. Let's do something about it. Like, that's why I say, currently, I cannot stress enough how much I believe, where is it? That this deals too little damage. Right? And I think it's because its cooldown's too long. I don't think it's because per se the damage is too low, but I think it's because the cooldown's too long. So let's pull that down to 3. And then double check over, so that's value 3. Value 3 goes down by 0.2. Yeah, so we could probably pull that down by 0.5 instead. Keeping in mind that the strength of this weapon is the fact that it scales doubly, eventually. God, that feels so much faster now. And yeah, keep in mind that also Kason does have, like, insane EX. Because what her EX is, like, get more damage, get more crit. By, like, a very large margin. But see, now I'm at a point where it's like, okay, by being in that combat for so long, my HP is super low, so now I need to back the fuck up and waste time. But there's also an argument that I'm now using this time to go pick up the EXP that I never picked up. Gives me reasons to do it, but weaknesses and options. There we go, max out. So I'm like super strong now. Below. So I haven't gotten any healing stuff at the moment, so I am kind of weak for that. Oh, hello. Oh yeah, boss spawned. I forgot that I've yet to fix the boss. I mean, I could just disable that for now, right? There we go. Bosses are disabled for now. Like, fully. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna keep bosses disabled until not this update, but the next one. I don't think you're gonna see bosses for a while. There's so much work that needs to be done to them. Yeah, the UI seems to be slightly out of shape now. The positioning seems to be a slight bit off. Because like I look over at the items and weapons and I think they're slightly out of sync. For where they... Yeah, they are, right? The items are slightly overlapped. Okay, let's see if I can try and kite out a little bit and get a bit of healing going. I think these are hasted enemies, right? Ooh, Mothaholic. Mothaholic's one of those ones where I feel like it's going to be universally just good to pick up. Kind of, it's a good example. Because it's not going to be like every character ever is going to take it because it's OP. No, it's just going to be universally a good bit of stats that you can get. It's what? Speed, area, and cooldown reduction based on your level. Anonymous Feather sounds actually really nice. Since I'm going to be in the middle of combat. So I'll potentially be in the middle of groups, which means that the feathers get more damage out. Yeah, so it's cooldown rate, movement speed, and area based on level. It's very small amounts, mind you. Okay, I do need to back out and try and get some healing going. Keep in mind, this used to not be max health healing, it used to be flat healing. The reason I changed it is because I want it to be, like, at least rewarding enough to justify using, because it just kind of felt like, oh, well, it's just a bad satanic resilience. Now it feels like you can play without satanic resilience, but definitely getting it's better. Forgotten Poem is so good. So Forgotten Poem is one that I think is actually just going to be a universal pick. Like, everyone's going to want to pick it up because it's just your EXP buffer. And because it also increases pickup radius, it's just really good. Like how study glasses and holocure is pretty much like, and then there's many people that won't pick that up before 7 minutes if they can. Like, if you see it before 7 minutes and you can pick it up, you probably do, just cause, right? God, the enemies are doing so much fucking damage now. Keeping in mind that now they scale off of player level pretty effectively, which is something that they didn't actually used to do. And I'm dead. So what's the damage like? That's 22,000, 8,000. Sakura Storm did a lot more damage. That's not too surprising. With that run, did I feel anything in particular? I felt fine. I felt like that run was fine. Good example of nothing too powerful. I think the cooldown reduction was what was needed. Yeah. I do not think Sakura Storm needs damage. I think it just needed cooldown reduction. Wait till someone comes in. Actually, no, it doesn't do enough damage. Anonymous Feather actually felt quite nice there too. Scaled off the damage pretty effectively. That is value 2. Sure. That's value 4. Oh, cooldown doesn't actually get affected here. That's because she inherently gets a lot of cooldown, actually. That's a good point. Slash effect needs to be changed. I think I need to remove the heal effect of it. I think Miri currently does too much. I want to bring his power level up, but I want to make it so he doesn't feel overwhelming, like better than other people at their own roles. So we'll see. Because like the execute alone is incredibly strong. I do genuinely believe 4 seconds for any slash is too long, so I'm going to put it to 3.5. I know, I keep saying like, oh, I'm trying to buff them all. I think Atlantean Trident has a buff coming that's gonna push it to being quite strong. We'll see. There's actually another thing as well that I need to do at some point. This cooldown definitely needs to come down. This does not. Idle Song is still incredibly powerful. I will not have anyone try and tell me otherwise. Couldn't just weak. It's gonna be weak. No matter what I do, it's gonna be bad. I can stay as 5 because it also has quite a bit of linger. Body pillow can probably come down to 4. This is actually very potent, and it is keep in mind as well, I've talked about this before, there is a concept called filler weapons. These weapons are weapons that are in the game to never be equipped to a character, never be like a character's main weapon, but you add them in. And as well, when we introduce stuff like ultimate weapons, combine weapons and stuff like that, like combining weapons, that's where they come in. Is they're supposed to be like, you kind of take, well, it's not the best weapon in the game, but when I add this to it and then evolve it, it becomes incredibly powerful. Or really, really useful. It gives it good utility. This definitely needs to come down if it's going to be a main weapon for a character. And I think I need to start scaling the amount much earlier. So that's value 2. Okay. Why not? Man, it gets a lot of damage upgrades. That might need to be changed. Value 3. It's duration. Okay. There we go. It should fix the scaling of that weapon a bit more. Also, Yarn Ball's a weapon that I really need to do some reworking of, because I do plan on using it, its style again for a few other weapons. Oh, I was gonna do something about the shark, right? Because the shark currently moves when it shouldn't be. What? Do that. Test it out now, quickly. Okay. Yeah, I need to pull the speed down, and I need to punish more for standing still. And taking damage. Because it's actually supposed to halve your number when you take damage. It's clearly not. Okay, let's start pulling those numbers down, shall we? So we're looking at abilities and items. Abilities is the first one we'll look at. All right. Okay. So now standing still should lose us 2 stacks. Seems right. Okay, I need to do some debug quickly. Show debug message. And I need to also go find assist and then make that stop fucking goddamn counting. We'll come back to your assists at some point because you do need still some work. Okay. So now when we take, I had it in debug mode. Doesn't matter. Now when we take damage, we should actually get like an output of stack count. Is it using the old thing? And that's why. Or have we not switched over to using this yet? I mucked up there. Hmm. No, that should be fine. Okay. Sorry, I know I'm being very quiet at the moment, just the brain trying to think things through. I need true, not false. It feels like this isn't working correctly. Should this not be working? So when it's true, it means it can go into here. And it turns to false immediately. Just gonna do this quickly. So it doesn't waste additional time. Because this should push it down to... Let's see. Yeah, so it should push it down to the next whole number. So if it's 25, it should always return 12. Unless it's got the time to stack up in that time. I have to floor it, by the way. That's, again, like, that's not what I think's the issue here. I think the issue is for some reason... So, cat, you move from here. It is not... locking. this section as much as I would like it to. It's almost like this is permanently true. Or not true. No, it's because it's a 0.5 second thing, right? When a player can take damage for? If I move this to 0.75. That would also be contributing, because it's not the value correctly. Yeah, I had a feeling that some of this has gotten fucked up. We need to find all of these, because I need to find all the ones that are like this. Okay, let's see if this runs correctly now. Cool. And then now I just need to lower the value, which is in character. Leveling up doesn't actually increase anything at the moment. So this should really lower speed I gain from that. Should still make me quite fast. Interesting. I'm just noticing something that's I thought I'd mention. Her animation doesn't actually have her mouth open. I don't believe anyway. It does. Fuck, did I do that? I actually did, huh? I fucking forgot. Or is that an illusion? That's what I was about to say. I think it's an illusion from the pixelation. Yeah, it's an illusion from the pixelation. That's so weird. Like, it's not just me that's thinking her mouth is actually, like, opening up a little bit. Oh, it's a fucking optical illusion. I like it. Okay. No. I think I know what's going on. My brain, like... Well, my brain is just so tired that it's now starting to see things. You never know. Honestly, I've had enough of looking at fucking Unreal AI trees and shite. I gotta finish it up soon. Because I've got like all of the baseline stuff that I need to get done. I'll do a couple more things, actually have the enemies attack the player, and then add like health and damage values to both parties, and then just make an objective, and I'm done. I don't really care. The project is supposed to show that I know what the fuck I'm doing. I think I've more than done that. The fact that my AI not only run around and try and look for the character and all that sort of stuff, they also try and find cover. They try and find optimal cover. They will peek out of cover to shoot at the player, and then they will peek back into cover. If it's a crouchable behind a wall, they will stand up to shoot. If they're behind a wall and they need to go around it to shoot, they will go around it to shoot. And all I need to do now is, yeah, finish the attack, so they actually do something during it, and they have a retreat and advance options, which are purely going to be like, if player health low, search area for movement forward. Whereas if it's if their HP is low, or no, it's going to prioritize. If HP is low, go back. If HP is for player is low, go forward. And if that first one condition is met, then the second one won't be met. That's going to be the idea of how I do it. I can't be asked doing like fuzzy logic and shit with it. I'm literally using default models for it as well. Because I actually asked them, do we need assets for this, or can we just use starter things? And they're like, starter stuff's okay, but it's not going to look great. I'm like, I don't care what it looks like. You've asked for a tech demo. I'm giving you a tech demo. You get the fucking absolute bare minimum, because I'm not spending the time going and finding assets. Okay, oh. Alright. God damn. So, what do I want to work on right now? I keep going back to wanting to work on these characters, but like, at this point I still just need to play around with the design of them. Actually, you know what? I'm going to completely rework this, but I'm going to still call it a weaponized scuff. I know immediately what people are going to start thinking is that this kit is very much like, was it Crony from Holocure? I will not deny that there's some inspiration level there, but I think that this is going to be very interesting. So the idea behind this is it's not going to stun, it's going to slow the enemy so much that you want to kind of play around the field. You get massive bursts of cooldown reduction from time to time. So you have like this, the power of Monarch is supposed to be inconsistent slightly thing. It's like it's constantly swinging around. It hits its peak and then it goes back to nothing, and then it goes to a peak and then it goes back to nothing, sort of thing, right? And that's why like the butterfly effect is supposed to be swapping. I kind of like the idea of that because again, it feels very... This feels more like what I want from a glass cannon. Less CC. Well, less hard CC, that's why I wanted it slow, but 70% slow is a lot of slow. I'm going to stress this now. This is a misunderstanding a lot of people have. Anything above 50% slow is an incredibly high slow, because it's the same with a lot of things. The perception of like damage reduction and slow is really interesting. Up to 50%, you can notice it, but it doesn't feel as impactful. But with damage reduction, for example, 50% and above, the enemy feels like they're unkillable. Anything below that, it's negligible, you don't really notice it. This is a fascinating phenomenon, because there's no reason as to why 45% and 55% is more different than 35% and 40%, but it feels very different. This is something I've experienced and I know a lot of people experience. So it's really important to kind of like think about it like that. So 70% is a lot. I honestly, there's a reason why I wrote 80, I pulled it to 70, and I'm still considering pulling it down further. But we'll leave it at this for now because I do want it to be potent. And potentially what we could do is have it as a scale. That's what it scales with level on. And keeping in mind as well, again, her item is cooldown reduction scales her attack and area, which does create an interesting situation where Mothaholic becomes super good on her. So leveling becomes really good on her. However, leveling makes the enemy stronger, which she actually doesn't want strong enemies. Again, I'm liking more and more the design we have for Monarch here. I think it's going to be really, really interesting. I'm just kind of giggling at the fact that like the two meme things are both of her abilities, which is She-Ego and Weaponized Scuff. Look, honestly, if I ever get a comment from her on that, she should be thankful. I was considering having way more of her kit around tech scuff and problems. The fact that I decided to use more of her backstory and lore for this, there should be a thankful element, I guess. I don't know if that's a good argument there, like going, oh, you know, you should be thankful that no. And be appreciative that it was less scuff than was originally intended. That's all I'll say. Okay, so that means for the next update, I'm going to be working on Shaylily and Monarch are the two that I'm going to be working on then. That's okay. I'll sort out some stuff towards that. Again, reminder, I don't know if I'm going to have like full animations and everything like that for them. I'll probably have their idle animation. Run animation takes days to do sometimes because of just how complex it is and how I am really not fucking engaged with them. I'm hoping that this should only be another like week or two out, the full update, but there's a lot of little things that I'll need to work on. I need to chat with my mate about things that will where everything's at as well once he's gotten his stuff done, and seeing what we might need to change on either end for that, because yeah, there's I think it was the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is just like, yeah, locking out the assist thing and the health bars losing their background. Because all that would need to be is I need to probably just find where he's done that. Assuming it's probably just like in here somewhere. Draw a progression bar. Show border, show back. Yep, that just needs to be changed from a default. Draws a health bar with the crowns above. Percent is the value gotten from dividing the current value by the total value of something that fucking hell, that's a very long message. Right, but yeah, it's as simple as like I can already see that like it's just pure and simply he doesn't have show back as an option, or we don't have a sprite for that yet. Something like that. And yeah, the player slots were slightly off. That's, again, fine. Yeah, here you go. So yeah, he's got it as like SP background and SP bar, like I've got for the EXP bar. So we just need to make that for the others as well. I wonder, can I just do that quickly? So if we go to health bar, we don't care about the health bar having one. We care about the DOT bar having one. And I don't think he's moved the assist bar over yet. So if I do that, is that already like fixed those two things? Oh yeah, it's because I don't have an assist bar yet. I haven't figured that shit out yet. That's me. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Oh, my wrists. Just clicked my wrists. Ah. The good old nitrogen. Popping out in nitrogen bubble. So, should we... Let's see. I'm trying to think what I want to do. Because I want to point out, right, if we look at the list of ones we're going to do. So, Shy Lily, this is just going to be playing around with the systems we already got. This one was one of the ones we need to actually work a system for, so we could work on that now. Otherwise, this we don't know who actually, and the assist is going to be a system we'll work on later as well. Monarch. Keeping in mind, blocking projectiles isn't really going to happen, so that's just going to be a weapon that creates a slow effect. Doesn't do damage. And have greater chance to crit. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, that's a good question. I'll leave it open to other people. Do you think it's better to have the higher level have a better chance to crit, or better crit damage? Or do you think the kit should have more crit related to it? Because I want to stress, when I look at crit, crit is a multiplier to high attack. So if something does a lot of damage, crit becomes really good. But if it shreds if it's low damage but shreds resistances or something like that, this is where like the argument with Gura and holocure. I keep using holocure as an example, but it's a good example for this stuff. Gura and holocure, you don't really build crit on her. Why? Because she's low regular damage. High burst damage is when you want to kind of crit, and that's why you get like Gorilla Glove on her, is because it's just the damage upgrade becomes really, really good for the loss of crit. Monarch is supposed to be high damage and cooldown reduction, so she's really, really high damage and high and area is probably the thing that I might need to nerf the most with the timeline binding, right? So she's really, really potent. That's why I think that like the ultimate level of her weapon, getting crit, would actually be such a damage improvement. That's why I think crit chance is better, because it rewards you for not having it. Actually, you know, that's one thing I'm going to just quickly add while I think on it. We haven't done stat ups for ages. Holy shit, they're really outdated, huh? Just gonna do a 5%. That's the wrong way around. Why do I even... Wow. Sorry, I just kind of like clicked to, wow, this is really stupid. That's crit chance like that. Because, yeah, like, why do I not just do it this way? It's just called crit chance like that. Yes. So now, crit chance is in the game as a level up thing. It should just be 5%. Okay. Wow, it's kind of funny to see like how outdated that is to me. So now we have a crit chance option. So let's just the case on. I also want to test. So if I do Q to switch, then we get, say, that. Do we have caissons assist? Yeah, I think we have caissons assist. Okay, so I'll need to sort that out at some point. I don't know if he's fully synced it up. It's hard to tell as well because I don't know if you have the fucking stuff available at the moment. So we're looking to see crit chance come up in there. I haven't actually seen it personally, but I may have just looked over it while I was doing the testing. Just then. Try and get the assist working. Hey, there's increased crit chance. Oh, I also can see that Max hasn't done the accommodation thing for reductions. What I mean by that is I had an equation thing at one point for when I have EX reduction cost. Currently, he doesn't have that, so it means that the EX doesn't correctly fill up anymore. It's a very simple fix. I can fix it myself. I take. Okay, I need a heal. Okay. Remind me as well, I need it. I'll do that now. I'm gonna just change the max number, because the max number is actually starting to be kind of annoying that I'm not getting enough. Not enough enemy spawns. I love that I've just got it as that now, haven't I? Yeah. It's a really nice script. Okay, so this is the value here. More fitting. I'm a lunatic. My computer's gonna go at it. So, healthy, quick start. You know what? I'm gonna pick up reflection here because it's gonna probably be good long term. Still need to figure out this bug one day. Okay. Here we go. Should probably actually be picking up the gang grit over the Sacro Storm because the gang grit's going to keep me healthier. I feel like that's stacking its movement speed. Have I got it set to the wrong stacking type? Maybe. Oh, I definitely have it set to like the wrong stacking type. Okay, we need to go work on that. Items, item equipment. Replace should be true. And then if it's replacing, then it should be, right? Be correct. We're looking for, it'll be in scripts, and we're looking for buff script. Okay, so replace 1 equals true. If true, then we'll replace the original with the updated one. Otherwise, we'd end script. Okay. Oh, I'm running the fucking function here. And it's minus walk speed, not modifier. Yeah. See? Knew that needed to get, it was something simple. I knew it was stacking as well. Okay, there we go. Oh, hey, you said? Hope all's going well. Oh shit, you can take my fucking tablet with you, bud. Alright, so now if we test out reflection, which I should just switch over to Gura for, it should feel correct. Might just force level a few times. Just to be able to kill stuff faster. Yeah, I'm just gonna force level. Problem is that most of her kit just doesn't fucking do damage. Okay. God, I love the fireworks sometimes. Oh yeah, no, we definitely slowed down there. Okay. Looks like it's working how it's intended to. Yes, Doctor. Okay. So we're gonna actually test with case on. Because we wanna force test the larger enemy density or population. So I'm pretty sure she's the best for it. Okay, if I'm gonna get a quick start, I only get that, I'll get that. With those. We do have a higher HP pool. I think it's Priestess Milk or something like that is the effect for it. Healthy, I can't remember. Which is good. We want healthy. Healthy's really good on Caisson. More starting HP means more healing potentially. And more HP to burn with her Or just getting her numbers up. Gang grit and stuff. Yeah, I'm taking bugger all damage now. Again, still want to get a source of healing that would synergize well with this. Simple answer is like Demon Blood or Satanic Resilience would be really good here. Could reduce the upfront damage more. Kimchell's is like a bit of a mixed bag. Like it gives me a lot more breathing room, but also do I really need that breathing room? I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna actually try and get out of combat so I can get the healing. It's just, I get so much healing from that. Wow. There's always a chance I need to pull that healing down. This does give healing, but it's really intermittent and inconsistent. We want more consistent healing. Okay. Increase health, because that's going to increase our workable pool of resources. Okay. I'm just gonna get this so it's out of the pool. We're actually getting really unlucky with items and stuff. I need to muck around with the statistics for what rolls win, because I still think that that's off. Oh, there we go. Final upgrade for Sacrostorm's really good, because it means it's an OP weapon now. Like super OP. Demon Blood or Forgotten Poem? Forgotten Poem's better. Okay, just heal up. 3 health. Fucking, like, is it 3 health or is it like fucking 3.8? I can't actually read that easily. Alright, let's start taking damage again, get the gang grit up. Iron Mike is actually not a bad bet here, because we do kind of want to be in the middle of the fight, so it's more thing. Reflection's good. Because it's just cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction's nice. Forgotten Umbrella, get that higher now. Satanic Resilience would be the best thing to get. And Mothaholic. Satanic Resilience, we got it, cool. Now we should be pretty set. Give Forgotten Poem up more. Get a bit more. I think that's maxed out, right? I think it stops at 5. This feeling like a good build. To be fair, this is like the build, so. Do I need Demon Blood when I've got Satanic? Nah. Idle Song's nice. get more healing. To try and get that maxed out so we can get more things. Oh, that's a good point. Idle Song's supposed to be designed to work to the screen thing, but the screen's been changed. So it needs to be resized. Because it's supposed to, yeah, these are supposed to go like a little bit off screen and a little bit on screen because it's supposed to be the ratio of goes out and then wider as well. It only cares about the wideness, really. Because it's going to later be very similar to Song of Mana and Vampire Survivors. I mean, that's what its basis is. I'm kind of hanging out for Mothaholic in here. Ooh, ink spray would be good. See, now this is feeling fucking silly. I like this. Mothaholic, hit the prize. Because with Mothaholic we get more area, more cooldown reduction, more speed for the levels that we have, so we scale a bit more aggressively. Ah, this is good. Look at that area already. It's very noticeable with fucking everything. Look at this. It's getting so stupid. I need to get better at my layering, I think. Oh, there's not enough difference of times. They're not actually spreading out the inks. I think. I need to have like a delay point for it. Yeah, I can just time source instead of for loop it. Should be fine. Just increase crit chance, fuck it. I am stabilizing with my health somewhat, but I am actually getting kind of low. And enemies are spawning like I don't know how I'm getting out of this. See if I can try and heal up a little bit, but this is actually really hard to navigate. Yeah, sledge over it. Yeah, I'm taking an incredibly high amount of damage right now. See if I can trigger some of the stuff. Healing, I'm healing. Holy shit, yeah, I take a lot of damage when I get involved, huh? Oh god, that's right, I want a thing, that's what I wanted. Also, I like that the hammer is just slowly gliding downwards. Was it the Shy Lily one? Light from the depths, because it would give me armor. I'm actually going to potentially die here. These enemies are actually scaling so fucking much. To be fair, this isn't the intention. You're not supposed to do endurance runs in this gameplay. Oh yeah, that's a good point. That would have been, those haven't been set up correctly. Okay, so there we go. That's a good test, actually. That was real fun. I genuinely enjoyed that. The game is starting to feel more like a game. I am liking. So there's a few things we noticed in that need to be improved. God damn, the enemy scaling was actually really harsh. Again, so as a reminder that may not be clear initially, the game is balanced around the idea of fast killing bosses. Me going to 10 minutes was me just seeing if I could how far I can push my own game. That went cleanly, that went fine. There was no real big issues. The only crash we had was a crash that I should have actually fixed at another point, and it's very easy to fix, but I'm being lazy right now. Ink Sprayer needs to be tweaked up a little bit more, but Ink Sprayer is going to be getting a lot of tweaks because Ink Sprayer needs to be made workable for being a player weapon instead of a filler weapon, which is kind of what it's being treated as now. So how hard would it be to do the change that I'm thinking of? Gosh, non-feather goop / Sakura, Aura, Demon, Lantern Trident, Levy Beam, Ink Sprayer. So, what I was talking about is this. We're going to be changing this. We're going to turn this into a time source instead. So that was from back when we had it as targeting enemies. So what we're gonna do is no, it's time source crit. Fuck now. Time. What do we want to make the difference? 0.1 of a second. Actually, no, we should probably just make this one frame. No, we stick to seconds. We aim for seconds, but we just 30 frames in a single second, so we want to go to that. Should probably, yeah, I'll do a fairly solid job of it. Okay, so what values do I need to pass through? I doesn't matter. We need to pass through. If we just pass through the weapon and then do these values in there, should be fine, right? Yeah. Didn't see a reason why not do. Yeah, actually, that sounds like a great idea. So pass through weapon. Get that as weapon. So object and duration. Need to be grabbed. Amount, no. Area and damage need to be grabbed. Yeah. Think that's fine. I do want to array push though. Do we have a thing for it nearby? I'll also need to tweak idle song soon. Yeah. Okay. Let's quickly equip a character with this. I think it's, what is it again? It's like 17 or something like that? No, 16. Weapon 16. gonna just fast level it quickly. How have I not fucking seen my goddamn main weapon? It's because it's not fucking right. I forgot which character I was trying to select. No, I wanted to select you. Need to give it way more time. Yep. Okay. That's easy enough. I can recognize how much time I need to give based off that. Cool. There we go. That should bring it up to being a valid weapon for a character to use, actually. Start with. Not great, but still, for a character that's supposed to take better damage and all that, would be good. So, Ren will have her weapon ready for her. With that all being the case, I think we'll finish up here for today, because I do have a lot of assignment work that I need to keep catching up on. Again, I've not got a login date for when the next update will be. I've said many a times it'll probably be, we'll see if we can get it at the end of this week. Honestly, because of assignments, I'm not even sure of that anymore. I'll be transparent about that. As well as there's a lot of things I want to get done before that update comes through. Towards advertisement, and I've not got that stuff ready yet. So, we'll see how it goes. But bated breath, right? So, with that all being the case, thank you so much for watching. You're awesome. Stay awesome. And I hope to see you again next time. Till then, bye-bye.